Now, when a man was murdered inside his car in Mirema in Roysambu, very few details were available about him. Well, tonight, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations has shared details that point to a criminal record spanning the last decade. Not even the woman who claimed to have lived with Samuel Muvota, for 16 years, seemed to have a clear account of his past or what he did for a living. A Crimes and Investigations reporter, Brian Oboya, tells us that Muvota may have been killed by people who had a lot of information about him.
On Tuesday afternoon, at least 2 men trailed a man on Mirema Drive as he dropped off an unnamed woman and shortly after blocked his way, and a lone gunman pumped 6 bullets into the man, killing him in a gangland-style execution. These CCTV cameras filing that horrific moment.
In the afternoon,
The Kasarani Sub-County Police Commander Peter Mwanzo would later pose leading questions following the daylight execution of the man, now identified as Samuel Muvota.
Number one, who the victim was, we want to identify the identity of the victim first. And secondly, then it will lead us into getting to know what was the motive behind the killing.
Now the Directorate of Criminal Investigations in Kiambu begins to answer some of those questions, at least in part. They would answer everything else minus who killed the man. The DCI has termed Muvota as a dedicated conman and fraudster. He conned people inside ATM booths, promising to help them only to swap their cards as seen in this CCTV footage. The man, police say, began his work 11 years ago. They say he has been arrested well over 30 times and been arraigned in almost every court in Nairobi and Kiambu. Muvota stopped being an ATM standby con and elevated his business to a full-time thug, hiring beautiful, lavish women, deploying them at various high-end entertainment joints to spike drinks of their potential casual lovers. Police accuse him of spearheading an ATM and SIM-swapping syndicate that operated like a mafia criminal outfit. They say he was a multimillionaire with several real estate properties scattered across the city, a fleet of vehicles and 7 wives, all of them living lavishly, but none suspected him of living a double life. That his drink-spiking trade had led to broken marriages, left many men admitted in hospitals and others dead from the overdose of stupefying drugs. They link him to a 2018 fraudulent transfer of 700,000 from an account of a woman he was assisting through PesaLink to one of his fraudulent accounts, leaving a balance of only 700. The DCI has sensationally claimed that the unnamed shadowy woman collapsed and died thereafter. Some of the men who were dragged, the DCI says, were found by their families naked, wearing condoms while inside their cars, outside their gates to their homes or in city hotels. By the time of his execution, Muvota had a laptop, 5 mobile phones and 9 identity cards were found inside the Honda CR-V motor vehicle that he was driving. Kasarani police say some have positively been linked to their owners who claim to have been defrauded by nice-smelling and good-looking women. Police say they still do not know who killed Muvota. They have since summoned journalists who published this execution CCTV footage and even intimidated the owner of the cameras that captured it. Brian Oboya, NTV.